I don't understand why this is maybe because it's fucking not so lit up in here. It's a new computer. The camera screen should be better than this, but whatever. Hi, I'm Witch Michelle. Welcome to my channel. I'm long-winded. I don't know how to edit, and I really appreciate your patience as I become more familiar with editing tools, which I still haven't looked up, but I'm a Sag, so that's how things work. So this week's card was, what was it? Ace of Swords. So stabilizing the mind. Let's see for sure what that is, because I have terrible memory as well. While I'm looking for that, just want to let you know that my other friend, Michelle, that's why this channel is called Witch Michelle. We do live discussions on a myriad of topics about paganism. I think this week I want to talk about the way we're portrayed as, this called point. The Ace of Swords is point of origination. So just where everything starts from in your head. And so, but anyway, before I do that, I just wanted to say that I'm going to probably, we're going to probably talk about what happens in paganism and how we're portrayed in the media, whether it be a news story or like a docudrama or a documentary on murders and whatever. I want to talk about that a little bit because it really fucking pisses me off that it's 2021 and we're still being portrayed the way we are, Satanists and shit like that, which has nothing to do with us, but whatever. If you're in here right now, it'd be nice if you said something. Just let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know about that. Yeah, point of origination. That's my card. And I got the 7 of Cups. I am so unprepared for this today. Probably because it threw me the fuck off. It's 7 of Cups is the drama queen card in this deck. I'm trying to figure out where it is. In the Robin Wood deck, which is the one that I use whenever I'm doing regular readings, because this deck right here is the Transformation Tarot, and it is not something you want to do readings off of all the time. That's just, oh, there it is. Because it's pretty dark, and it's just not for regular readings. It's just not. So the point of origination card, which is what I got on Monday, it's the one that was in its rotation for the week, is going back in your head and figuring out why and where all the things come from. I got a couple of weeks where it was a nice little break from having to really look at stuff. And, I think we all know where our trauma comes from, even when we don't want to face it. And so, and I really didn't want to face mine. So, yeah, this morning I asked, what is the point of origination? What am I doing? And so I got the 7 of Cups, the drama queen card. And so what I was going to tell you about the Robin Wood deck is generally in that deck, the 7 of Cups is having your head in the clouds, and you're emotional about a lot of things. There's so many different cups, and she's looking up in the sky and she's thinking about all the things that she wants or that she's emotionally attached to. This card is more like being a drama queen. It's more about trying to get attention drawn back to you, or making your problems so big that they're worse than anybody else's problems in the whole world, or making your gains so big that nobody's ever done anything. So, I mean, it's a narcissistic card. And am I a little narcissistic? Yeah, probably. My drama comes from the fact that there was constant drama in my house. There was a lot of shit happening in my house all the time. My parents were drug addicts and alcoholics. If you've followed along on my channel for a while, you know that that's my story and why I am the way that I am. And so when I act out out of fear that people are going to leave me, that you're not going to listen to me, that whatever I have to say isn't important. So and another thing is I haven't journaled in a few days. I don't know what's going on with me. I think other people are probably feeling it. It's a weird ass funk. I mean, we're done with all that shit that we had going on politically, but Jesus, man, I feel like the wind has just been taken out of my fucking sails recently. Anyway, so I haven't journaled since the 19th. So strange. The day before inauguration, and I just stopped. Seven of Cups is the drama queen. And I said, I haven't opened up my journal in over a week. Yes, I over dramatize my trauma because for so long, I didn't think I had a voice or that it didn't matter. So I got loud. I threw tantrums because I still don't think people listen to me. I still have problems with self-confidence. And do I matter? Does my voice matter? Am I smart enough? Am I good enough? Do I deserve whatever, fill in the blank? So I also act out in childish ways because of fear or loss or having my expressed feelings or fears used against me. So, for example, 30-something years ago, sitting on a couch in St. Louis, Missouri with 3 of my cousins, I looked at them and I said, you guys are all so lucky because you have siblings and I have none. And my biggest fear is that when our parents are all gone, you guys fucking ditch me. And it was met with pretty much radio silence at the time. Maybe it was too profound because we were all so young. Actually, this was like in the late 70s because I didn't live in St. Louis then in the 80s. So it was in the 70s. So we were pretty young. I was probably 15 or 16. My other cousin was probably 13. The other one above me was probably 20 tops. And there might have been a couple of other ones from my other side of the family because I think I remember there being 3 of us on the couch, but there might have been more. And I expressed that, and I remember radio silence. And like I said, it might have been because they were young, might have been because they had no point of reference because they all had siblings. I don't know. But fast forward to when we're all adults, and I have and always will be the black sheep of the family. I played along for a while until I got to a place where I just didn't give a fuck anymore. And I started like letting my own self out because I recognized pretty early on that I was going to be judged no matter what I said or did. For whatever reason, most of my cousins who knew me and that lived in St. Louis, the other ones lived in Ohio and shit. But the ones that lived in St. Louis pretty much looked at me as the baby of the family, even when they had their own children and I was already in my 20s. I was still the baby. I mean, like literally put me at the kids' table for Thanksgiving until I finally put up a stink and started like, okay, well then I'm going to start drinking at the kids' table and being really inappropriate over here. Move my ass to the fucking adult table. So I think part of it was because nobody, looked at me as an adult or that like I had any kind of super intelligence or any intelligence at all. I had one particular cousin that just judged me completely based on the fact that I didn't go to college. And he did. Like, that was some big fucking deal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Other people didn't go to college. I mean, we have some that did. One that became a fucking teacher, big deal. And that was the only one that the father paid for the college for. The older sister wanted to, but he never would pay for hers. And the oldest sister went off and got married when she was 19. It's just so fucked up on so many levels, And then So sitting on that couch and telling them how I felt. And then we fast forward to, the 80s when we're down here and I'm showing my ass. And then we fast forward to when my parents die and their parents die. And don't you know, that's exactly what they did, was kick me out of the family. Now, it took me a long time to get to a place where I really don't give a fuck about that. But that's what people did. They used my fear, they used my trauma against me and made my negative fortune telling come true. Or maybe I did because I acted out. I don't know. I just, if I could go back and change things and be what they wanted me to be, buttoned up and quiet and married the right guy right off the bat, or stayed with my first husband because he was my first husband and the father of my child, or didn't tell my nasty little stories of delving into swinging and, witchcraft and all the things that I did, maybe things would have been different and they still would have liked me. I don't know. Or maybe if my husband hadn't gotten sick and we'd have stayed really rich and Republican, they still would have liked me. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. I wouldn't go back and change a fucking thing. Not one thing, because it brought me to where I am today, to a place where I understand that I do have a voice. And so I don't have to act like an asshole when I get upset. I can express myself in ways other than throwing myself on the floor, threatening to burn down houses and kill people. I mean, because I did all those things as recently as May. Like I wanted to drag people out of my house by their head. I told my kid and his girlfriend to fucking move. Like, take what you can in 5 minutes and get out. So there's other ways of handling things. And there's also ways of recognizing why you do what you do. And that is the most important part of all of this shadow work, was understanding me, knowing who I was, understanding where all of this came from, understanding that I wasn't born with this mental illness. It was given to me inch by inch, trauma, by people that were supposed to love me. And because they were supposed to love me, and that's what I believed, then I continued to look for people that treated me the same way as my parents did, unworthy, just second thoughts about who I was, or judging me about who I was, and telling me that I was bringing shame onto the family, treating me like shit because my father didn't believe that I was his child, that my mother had an affair, and that I was the product of that affair, as if it was my fault. And even though the rest of my family says that they have no idea about that story, I believe that when you do subliminal messages to folks or treat somebody a certain way in front of everybody else, then they begin to think that they can do that too. And that's the one thing that my parents never had, was my back. Not once. So when those people came for me, they let them. And then they reinforced it by coming to me going, why do you do the things you do? Why do you dress the way you do? Why do you say the things that you do? Why do you have to have wine when you come over and have dinner? Why can't you just be like everybody fucking else? Because, ew, that's so boring and I don't wanna. And last time I checked, I paid my own bills. So go fuck yourself. But I really didn't understand what that meant until they were all gone and I started delving into this. And now I know that a lot of what they did to me, my cousins in particular, and my parents, was their trauma. So I believe in ancestral healing, and I totally believe that you have to break cycles. And I think that that was my job in my lineage, was to break the cycles of trauma that happened throughout my entire generations before me. All of the women that came before me, the men that came before me, I almost could feel them standing around me right now going, yes, girl, this shit needed to be changed. So that's what I think. That's what I think I came here for. That's why I think I got all the trauma that I got. And that's why I think that I'm a fucking badass, because I survived it. So I should be have long since died in a dumpster in Vegas after swinging on poles. But I didn't do those things. I searched for myself until I found myself. And it's never too late to start a new day. And I'm here for you. If you're watching this video, like and share it. Send me a message. I promise you I will answer every single message that comes across. Sometimes it takes me a minute to notice that anybody send me a message, but I will definitely do that. And if anybody knows some great editing software or how to work this YouTube shit, please let me know because, man, we need some help. So that's it. Deuces, guys. Peace out.